Good morning, friends. Joe the Farmer here, and today I want to talk to you a little bit about tractors. When I needed to make a tractor purchase, there were a lot of things I was considering, but really the number one thing I thought about was my experience with tractors. I have a friend, Chad, who he has about 20 acres, and he has a little Kubota, probably, I don't remember, I think it's 20 some horsepower, and hydrostatic transmission. It was a great machine, and it served him very, very well. He still has it. We have some other friends, Mike and Lisa, and they have a Kubota. They've had it for probably 15 years. It's served them very, very well. So the reputation for Kubota is always very good. Also, our family has a relationship with some people that work in Kubota dealerships, and we could have gone that route. But, you know, when I really started to kind of look under the hood of what tractor was right for me, you know, it kind of skewed away from Kubota, and I'll tell you why. I don't prefer the purchasing process that Kubota has. So I like products like Apple computers and iPhones and stuff like that, because when you go there, there's really like, here's a couple options. You don't have all these different add-ons and have to pick all this different stuff and get kind of nickel and dimed to death, which, again, I know that all that's negotiable, but when I wanted to buy a tractor, I needed just a tractor, some implements, front end loader, and I wanted to get it done, you know, not quickly, but without a bunch of drama. In researching what the best kind of tractor would be for me, I really started looking at Coyote. And you know, the Kubota was always kind of my pull. I was always like, you know, an orange tractor is what I really should have. That's what I see myself on. I never had the emotional tug to the John Deere or, you know, the blue New Holland. You know, Holly's grandparents have had New Hollands, and, you know, they're great machines. They're all good machines. Like, there's not a bad one in there. I watch Outdoors with the Morgans, and they had those RK tractors, which they look like they were awesome machines. I think that a lot of times manufacturing is really caught up globally, and you're going to find a good product. It's very seldom you're just going to find a piece of junk. It's not going to make it in the market, not with social media, not with all the reviews and all the different Facebook ads and stuff that people can put out there and just kind of say, hey, this thing's junk, stay away from it. It'll smother out a product pretty quick. So when I started looking at Coyote, I realized that they had the free loader program. And I thought to myself, wow, I can get a whole lot of tractor, 50 horsepower. I can get a front end loader for free. And this could really be an amazing tool to help me do the work I need to do on the farm, food plots, bush hogging, mowing, all the things that are really important for us here. So I decided to go with a Coyote DK5010 shuttle shift transmission. It is bare bones. There is nothing on this thing, but it's an incredibly powerful machine. It's efficient, it's relatively quiet, and it's fantastic on fuel. Now, there's a couple things that I would do differently if I were to buy a tractor again, which may happen. But some of the things that I thought about were, you know, stuff like the sun canopy. You know, I did food plots and mowing and, you know, moving equipment around here and trying to get the farm ready for hay season without a sun canopy, and that was just lunacy. That's crazy. Don't do that to yourself. Absolutely buy a sun canopy. I bought that one from covermytractor.com. I have zero relationship with them, but really happy with it. Works great and can't complain. But if I were to buy a tractor again, would I buy a Coyote? Absolutely, I would. They have a 6-year warranty. I'm not here. I have zero relationship with Coyote other than the fact that I bought one of their machines. Every time you get in there, it starts right up, no drama, no questions. It is a very, very nice machine. So I put this machine side by side with some Mahindras. I put it side by side with Kubotas. I put it side by side with, I believe it, yeah, a John Deere 5055, I think. And the fit and finish it's right there with all those machines, and it's hard to beat the price point. You know, when you start looking at what you're going to pay for something like this, and then you look at the work you're going to do, you start putting a dollar figure to that job, and there's no reason to make that job more expensive than it needs to be. If you were to ask me right now, you know, Joe, what would you do if you went out and bought another machine? I would make some changes, but it would stay in the Coyote family, because my dealership has been great to work with. They're extremely busy. They sell a lot of tractors, they do a lot of work, but I don't feel like there's ever been a time where I needed something and they weren't there. But the truth is, I haven't really needed them. You know, a lot of people will talk about how dealership relationship is super important. Well, this hasn't been back to the dealership, so I can't really speak to that. So let me walk you around this tractor, show you some things I like about it. Okay, so one of the very first things I love about this tractor is the fact that Coyote has a free loader program, and what that means is if you buy a qualifying tractor, they give you the front end loader. This is a DK5010. It's shuttle shift, which is kind of like a old school 5-speed. And this loader probably would have been a $6,000 or $7,000 option. It is a $6,000 or $7,000 option with Kubota, Deere, New Holland, Mahindra. Not cheap. So for them to throw that in there, that's a big deal, and that really was kind of that was a big decision maker for me. I love how much it lifts. It is powerful. It will lift a pallet of lime, no problem. I did have the rear tires filled with rim guard, the beet juice, and that adds a lot of ballast to the back. So if you're lifting something on the front, it's not going to, kind of tip forward. You're going to outload the loader before this thing's going to tip forward. I like how the ergonomics of the joysticks are. Everything in the operator station is very kind of central. You do have a cruise PTO. You have electronically the PTO can engage. There's no real options on this thing, but this right here raises and lowers your rear lift arms. The seat's comfortable. You can adjust it. I do like how it has these handles standard that you could just kind of grab on and climb in. The floor mat was standard. And it's kind of funny, small things like floor mats. You would think to yourself, who cares? It's a tractor. It's going to be working in the dirt, and you don't need a floor mat. You do need a floor mat. It knocks down the noise. It reduces any kind of heat, and it's just more comfortable. So, I mean, I think that's a $300 option with some other manufacturers. And why? I mean, just put it on there. It's silly. So I did buy the quick hitch. I put that on after I bought the tractor. That was one of those things where I was like, you know what? I don't know why I didn't do this. I fought with implements for so long, and then I went ahead and bought this thing, and it's a lifesaver. It does not have any rear remotes. I wish I did have some on there. That's one regret that I have. And we can get into what rear remotes do at another time. Now, this is something that Coyote puts on every one of their tractors. I don't know how you own a tractor and don't have this. This is almost like a steering wheel to me. When you're back here and you're trying to set up implements, first of all, make sure the tractor's off whenever you're touching the PTO. But if you're trying to just get an implement leveled up, if you stand to the side, you do not want to get smashed inside this thing. This lift arm, while the tractor's running, you can lift and lower this, the rear lift arms. I don't know how people operate tractors without it. I really don't. Leave me a comment. I mean, if you don't have one of those and it's never been an issue, I'd be surprised. Anyway, had the tires set out a little bit wider. We're very hilly here. It's one of the reasons why I bought the Ventrac, because, tractors can tip over easily. This one has great ballast. It's very stable on its feet, but there are some things around here that you're not taking a tractor on. It does have a step to get up here. Most tractors will have that. It has another hand handle here. Right there on that lever, if you kick your heel on that, that will engage the rear differential lock. And then right here's your four-wheel drive. All Coyote tractors have four-wheel drive. I think that's really cool. They don't offer a tractor without it, and I don't know, again, unless you're on really flat land or you're doing a really specialized application, I don't know how you have a tractor without four-wheel drive. So if you're actually in the market right now for a tractor, a couple things I would tell you: absolutely spend the money and get the front end loader, or go with a Coyote and get a free one. This thing will change your life. Pretty soon I'll do a video on implements to have, but a front end loader with a bucket or with a set of pallet forks is everything. It's like having a bunch of extra hands out here helping you work. But anyway, a couple of things that you cannot live without: get a front end loader, get four-wheel drive, get a sun canopy, because if you're in Tennessee or anywhere like this, I mean, don't do that to yourself. And finally, what I want to say is that the Coyote engine is a Tier 4 engine. So this is a newer tractor. It does have the Tier 4 environmental, thingamajigs on there. I have had zero issues with it. I have about 100 hours on it. It's regen twice. The only thing that I could think that Tier 4 does is make it, it knocks down on the diesel smell a lot. It makes it fantastic on gas, and it makes it more quiet. So as much as all the nightmare about the Tier 4 stuff came out, and someone saying, oh, this is going to ruin tractors forever, and buy an old tractor because you don't want that Tier 4 garbage on there, I've had zero issue with it. Coyote has truly figured it out. The Dadong engines are really known for their quality, and it's a non-issue. So, all right, friends, so in closing this video, I just wanted to say that would I buy the Coyote tractor again? Yes, I absolutely would. It's a great machine, great company, 6-year warranty, all those things. It's just, I'm very happy with it. And whenever you make a purchase like that, they're expensive. To be happy with something and be satisfied with the work that it does is a great thing. So the second thing is, if you're looking for a tractor and you're in the market for one, obviously do your research, research as much as possible. And a couple of things you really want to consider is, get a piece of paper, write down all the work that you're going to do with it. And this is not like buying a car. I think a lot of times, myself included, when I went to a tractor dealership, and I thought to myself, this is like buying a car. There shouldn't be a scratch on it, and there shouldn't be any nicks or anything like that. But these are agricultural machines, and this is not a 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10-year purchase. This could be a generational purchase. How many times have you seen someone that has a tractor in the yard? They've had it for 30 years. If you take care of this, especially in the early parts of its life, this may be something that your children are using one day. So small stuff like, should I get this option? Absolutely get it. I always live by the motto, if it makes you safer, if it's a task multiplier, or if it creates a memory, it's worth the money. Those three things I've pretty much lived my life by, and this accomplishes all three of those. Sometimes it's just so much easier to have more muscle than your body to do the work for you. And if that's the place where you're at right now, take your time, do your research, really pick out the things that you want to do with it. Don't compromise on the work, because you're always going to be mowing. You're always going to be taking down dead trees. You're always going to be pulling things. If you're a gardener, you're always going to be tilling that garden every year. So get the tiller and get the right setup to get it done efficiently, get it done right, and get it done to where you're happy with the result. The money you'll save in vegetables will probably make up for the extra money that you're going to spend on the tractor. So anyway, I'm Joe the Farmer. Thank you all for watching. We appreciate you. We out.